What is up, Finesse family? Hopefully you guys are having a great day today, guys. It is Friday. As you guys know, members, subscribers, it is Freestyle Finesse Friday. And so basically what we do, guys, is we talk about all the different things that are going on in the world, around topics that are going on in the news, things that you guys want me to talk about, and we just kind of break that down. So if you're new to the channel, hola to you, bonjour, bienvenidos. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. I am Mrs. B Finesse of millennialfinessemindset.com. And here I use my background in psychology and criminal justice, guys, and I teach and educate and break down how to have a finesse mindset. So if you don't know, finesse stands for faithfully innovate, to inspire, to be naturally effective, to seek success every day. So that mindset, that ideal as you move through life is what my focus is, and also having a mindful mindset. And the mindful mindset is basically you being aware and cognizant of your surroundings, you hearing both sides of the story, and then you being able to process and move forward with your ideas and your thoughts and your mindset individually, right? And so once again, guys, we're called the Finesse family here. And if you are new, welcome to you guys. Once again, I always like to give a shout out to the Finesse family members and show my appreciation to you guys. Thank you guys so much last week on the stream for the super chats, the chat, cash apps, the support, the people that join the channel memberships. Thank you guys for that. It is much appreciated, and all that goes back into the channel to help with equipment and programs and growth of the channel. So thank you guys for that. I always want to give a shout out to the Finesse fan at the beginning. Thank you for those that went back and commented on the videos, prior videos. So if you have not done that, go ahead and do that, guys. Comments are awesome. I love reading the comments, and it helps with the YouTube algorithm to go and comment on the videos, what you felt, what you thought about it, good or bad, whatever, right? So once again, guys, we're going to get straight into it. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday, getting started on your weekend. As you guys are coming in, make sure you hit the thumbs up, and we're going to get straight to it. Let's get started, guys. And make sure you guys can hear. All right. Okay, all right, guys, so let's start off with this first thing that I thought was super interesting that you guys suggested. So let's get into this. And this is something that's super important, guys, because you really have to be aware of your surroundings. Education, once you get that knowledge, process it, use it, super important, right? So there's something going on that says with the Bank of America, and I know most people, Bank of America has a good amount of people that bank with it. So I know this is one that a lot of businesses use too. So it said it leaked Bank of America memo. It says we hope conditions for American workers will get worse, right? And so if you don't know, guys, just kind of a little synopsis of banking and how that works and the ideals of banking. A lot of times the bank banks on you not being able to pay things on time. They bank on you being able to overdraft. That's how they make the money. And a lot of times, guys, if you didn't know, they are actually charging you fees to have the account, right? So there's all kind of ways they make money. They make money when you're depositing money in the account, when it just sits there in your savings account. They are actually making money off of that because they use it and they reinvest. All right, so let me see. Okay, hold on, guys. Put that back there. Okay, cool. All right, so let's break this down really quickly. It says financial behemoth privately fears that regular people have too much leverage. All right, it says Bank of America exec stated that we hope working Americans will lose leverage in the labor market in a recent private memo. All right, so this was something that got leaked. It was a private memo, right? And then it said, the memo, it says a mid-year review from June 17th, it says, was written by Ethan Harris. He's the head of global economics, right? And he's the head of global economics and research, it says, for the corporation. And it says, its specific inspiration okay, so it says it's specific. Sorry, guys, let's see. It says it's specific aspiration. By the end of next year, it says we hope the ratio of job openings to unemployed is down to more than normal heights at of the last business cycle. So basically, it's saying, and if you guys didn't already know, and I talk about this all the time to keep you guys updated on this, so you have your money news and money matters together. Because once again, you guys know. Your wealth is super important too. You have to know what's going on with your money. And I talked about this before, guys, and the feds are slowly, I think on a 6-month increment, they're raising the interest rates, right? And like I told you guys, it's always opposite. When you see things go up, don't try or want or buy things when the price is going up. You want to wait till it comes back down. So that is the point. The Fed wants to raise the interest rate so people will stop buying, stop spending, stop using their money. And then once again, they're assuming that it'll flip the recession, right? Because then people will stop spending and then they can lower the rates. So it says this memo comes amid a push by the Federal Reserve to cool down the economy, informed by much of the same rationale. The high wages, like I was telling you guys, are driving inflation. Did you guys know that? It says this year the Fed has increased the interest rates from the first time since 2018, and we've talked about that many times before. But let's get to this memo, because I want you guys to understand what's really going on in the background with these different companies and stuff, and how you have to be proactive in these situations. He says what the memo calls the ratio of job openings to unemployed is generally calculated by the other way around, right? It says more widely used ratio offers one measurement of the balance of the power between the workers and the employees. It says lower this number, the more options unemployed people have when searching for work, and greater opportunities employed people have to switch jobs for better pay. All right. So it says the memo recalls a previous Bank of America memo in 2021, which says, and it warned a very strong memorandum in the labor market, suggesting the economy would not just hit but blow through full unemployment. Fast forward to today, these trends have been worse than expected. And they were saying that too, especially guys going into having the stimulus and all that. They were saying that's like a bad thing, right? Because you're pumping money into the system, but it's not sustainable. All right. And it says most interesting of all is that in Bank of America's enthusiasm for the Fed going on an attack against working people, it says it gets the basic facts wrong. It says wage pressures have turned out not to be, as claimed in the memo, hard to reverse. So that's interesting, but I'm not shocked because, like I said, banks are going to do, guys, the best thing for them, right? They want to do the best thing for their well-being, right? So you have to think about that logically and proactively. And I think a lot of times we don't. That's why I like to tap into stories like this, so you're aware that they are for your downfall, right? Or just in the interest of capitalism, making money, right? So anything they can make off of your loss is imperative for them. All right. Okay, let's get into what's next. Let's see. So she goes. And this one too, this is kind of a connection to what we talk about always here, guys, which is mindset, kind of your mental culpability. Are you aware of your surroundings, and or are you true to what's really going on in your mind? The mentality and the mindset of how to cut things off. Sometimes we're doing too much or we're too involved in things, and we need to cut it off to give our mind a rest and to be fully aware of where we are and how we move forward, right? So this was an interesting topic to me. It says healing your trauma is the answer. So basically, guys, in a nutshell, let me get this article up. And this is something for us to ponder on, because I know there's a good amount of You guys that are, you either work from home or remotely. You might do hybrid where you work remotely and from the office. And this article was super interesting to me. So basically what it's saying is this lady, she was basically trying to keep getting jobs just to sustain her mental. So basically, instead of her dealing with like the mental things she was going through, the stress, depression, the angst, she's just working jobs so she doesn't have to deal with the stress. And to me, I believe this is a super phenomenon that's going on because a lot of people do not know how to deal with what's going on with them. A lot of people do not know how to even take a break from things that are kind of repressing their mindset, right? So it says here, she says, when you get a second job so you don't have to overthink and be sad, right? So definitely she's dealing with some mental capabilities and or could be depression. She says, when you get a second job so you don't have to overthink being sad, right? And shout out to the chat. Let me get in the chat real quick. BGH says, ready for this info. Thank you. And we got Peter Investor M. Salute to you and your chat. Happy Friday. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for that. And Peter, also, I need you to send me your email. So email me when you get a chance. Peter Investor. All right. So let's go through this, guys. So it says healing your trauma is the answer. So basically, hold on. There we go. All right. So she says, with the cost of many goods going up, it says there's no surprise that many people are seeking a second job. However, money alone may not be the only factor motivating someone to pick up a second gig, as user Rosie recently claimed in a viral TikTok. Now, when I think about this, guys, I know a lot of times, especially with inflation, the price of things going up, and kind of that mindset that we all push, like, you know, the hustle mindset, or like grind while you're younger so you can rest and have all the things you want as you get older. That whole mindset is something that's pushed, but I think it's to a detriment sometimes. And also too, guys, shout out to BGH and Peter Investor. They are channel members, right? So I want to give a shout out to them, guys. If you would like to join the channel, there's a join button. Consider joining the channel. It helps support the channel, and it just shows that you rock with the Finesse fam. So shout out to them. They're both channel members. Thank you guys for being here and supporting. All right, so it says in her now viral video, she says she picked up another job so she didn't have to overthink and be sad. She posted this video on June 20th, and she's got almost 1 million views on this, right? And so I love this when you can take something that's kind of basic and you can analyze it deeper. That's the psychology side of me, because I never even thought about it to this detriment. I could see with inflation, and I can see with prices, things going up, and, you know, maybe families increasing, that people want to work jobs. But are you really working the job for working sake, which is to make the money to progress? Or is this something like, what is the word I'm looking for? Is it more so a defense mechanism or cop-out because you don't want to really deal with what's going on in life or in your life? Interesting conundrum. Hey, Wally, hopefully you're having a great day today. Let's see. What do you guys think about that? Do you think a lot of people are working just to cover up the pain, the depression, the anxiety that they have? Or are they working because they just need to pay these bills? It says, and this lady's named Rosie, it says, while Rosie's video may be a joke, in the comments, many people claim to currently be doing the same thing. And that was an interesting thing to me. People were admitting that they are really looking for a second job because they don't want to deal with the reality of life and how sad they are, right? It says, and these are what people were saying, all right? So there's a lot of truths in this. And I do want people to really think about this hindsight. We know that's just part of life, being here in America and in most places in the world. You're going to have to work and facilitate and do a job. Let it be a job that you create or working for a person. But this whole mindset of our mental health and how people really are just covering themselves with addiction and bad behaviors, and now even work to suppress how they're feeling as far as mentally. something people aren't talking about, but we're gonna do it here. This is what one of the people were saying. One of the commenters. This person says, "Me." They wrote, "What wrong users?" They said, "I work 55 hours a week, but I don't like being home because I get so sad." Do you guys go through that? I mean, are you guys experiencing that? Because, like I said, a lot of times you don't know the other side of what people are going through, because a lot of times people feel ashamed about how they're feeling. They feel angst to say the truth because they don't want people judging them. This is a really interesting perspective, and to me, the way I look at it, especially dealing with young adults and teenagers, and how they so easily are vexed. And when I say that, I mean simple things will overwhelm them. Simple things will stress them out. When, I guess you could say, like a back in the days type situation, your parents and your people say, "You know what, just deal with it," or you got to get over it because you don't have time to cry, or you don't have time to be worried and stressed, right? But this whole aspect of people being very, very mentally fragile and being very willing to express it. I'm wondering what you guys think about this. Wally says, "I won't be surprised if it comes to 3." Yeah, and they're going to mention this too, Wally, in the article. One person says, "I feel personally attacked." Another added another. It says, "Literally looking for a second job for this reason exactly." All right, so she's saying that she's feeling attacked from this post. Another person says, the way I've literally gotten a second job for this specific reason, because they're sad and depressed and angst. I can't be alone for too long. My thoughts can be so cruel." And it's so sad that, people don't try to seek help. Find somebody to talk to, or if it has to be more extreme than that, get a therapist or a psychiatrist, somebody where you can get these thoughts and feelings out instead of you repressing this, because you'll just implode. You literally will implode. It doesn't take somebody with a psychiatrist, psychology, PhD or higher to know, like, you need to talk to somebody, right? You can't hold that in and not be able to. Somebody says, "I used to do that to myself." Here we go, Wally. 3 jobs, called one commentator. "I like the new version of me. Healing your trauma is the answer." There we go. And to heal, you have to talk. You have to be able to express what you're going through and not feel shame from it to get to the next level and through that trauma part. And that's great for this person, because they literally said they were working 3 jobs just to deal with the sadness that they are feeling in themselves. One person says, "I did this, ended up getting burnt out after a while," and which will happen. And this is why, guys, I think that hustle mentality is great to a point. It needs to be a means to the end with the hustle mentality, because guess what? You can burn out and hustle and drive to the point where you lose yourself and you lose your life and the life that you can have and the family and whatever you would have wanted in life. You've driven yourself so hard that you don't see the reality of maybe your health or your mental stability or the others around you. So I think there should be a means to an end. Nothing is concrete to the point where it is an extremism where you just keep doing. You have to balance and level that out, right? While it says if they were sad, then they are doing the job to get paid, knowing that they don't like it. And so I wonder that too, Wally. Is it more so the job that's stressing them, or is it just truly life, or do you just maybe need another career or job? This person says, "I did this, ended up getting really burned out after a while, quit my second job, and once I had downtime, oh baby, mentally, emotionally, and physically rough. Remembered a second. They said, please learn from my mistakes and face your problems now rather than later," which is what I'm implying right now to everybody. The more you guys push stuff in and repress it, and your mindset is off to the point where you think, "I can do everything, I'm solo dolo, I got this," the more that lie is going to breed itself. And it's literally, you are kind of in this dungeon by yourself because you keep thinking you don't need anybody, or you think you don't need to talk about it. This person says, "Trust me, it catches up with you." Ding, ding, ding. Like I just said, I'm here if you want to talk about it. Another person said, "Therapy really helped me." A further person explained, "It helped me to find things I could not do to fill up my time and still enjoy life outside of the workplace." It says, in response to this comment, Rosie stated that she just started therapy And it was the best thing ever. So once again, that's great that her posting this, she's getting all these examples and these comments and these ideas from other people, and she's actually starting therapy, right? So like I said, my whole point of this is to bring certain things to life to you guys, because like I said, I wouldn't even have thought about that way. People are working jobs to cover up their sadness, their trauma, their depression. And to me, really, how thorough can you be in that job if you are not like fully yourself in the job? Even if you're flipping burgers at McDonald's or you're working in retail, you have to be fully there in your job to be effective in it. So, think about the angst a person could be feeling trying to work and still dealing with stress and trauma and depression. Something to think about, and hopefully you guys can have this conversation if you're going through this, or if you have family members. This is a topic that needs to be discussed, because yes, we know there's a loom. It's looming in the air that there could be a recession, and we know inflation's going on. We see the price of things going up, and so we do have to make structural, changes as far as our mindsets and education and why we do what we do. And that's why, the preface of this channel and why I bring these certain topics to light, so we can have these discussions, because it's vital. But I never thought about it in that ideal that, people are working so many jobs because they are not dealing with what's going on in their mind. So it's super interesting. Let me know. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that that's a big issue? Are you going through it yourself? If you would like to be honest, do you see this happening in your family, with your family, your friends, maybe siblings? Did you guys even know this was going on with people? The trauma of not dealing with self, but just I'm working. I don't want to be involved in it. Let's see. While it says it's a mixed bag the way I see it. Okay, cool. And it can be in both ways parallel. Like I said, guys, it's not a means to an end. This is always an expression of ideals, and for you guys to really think about this. And my whole thing with it is, I don't see how the person can really grow from this just because you are repressing. Whenever you're repressing anything, guys, anything, right? And you're not in a healthy way, you're not letting it out or talking to somebody or dealing with it in a healthy way, it'll always implode. It'll always implode. And I would hate for them to do these jobs, and then you end up getting fired or something because you can't even control yourself emotionally and mentally, right? Hey Gail, hopefully you're having a great day today. Yes, guys, make sure you hit the like button, click the thumbs up on the way in, sharing is caring. Also, guys, something new that I'm going to be doing. You guys asked me a lot about merch, so that will be coming. Give me a little bit of time, and I will definitely announce that when it's up, because you guys ask me all the time for it. So that will be coming. I'm super excited about that. The Finesse family is excited about that. The whole business aspect of it, I'm excited about it. So shout out to you guys. I definitely will let you know when it's here. You'll see. But yes, it's coming, merchandise for you guys. All right, guys. So let's go to the next topic. I think you guys were, let me see. Guys, what was that? I just seen it. What was going on? Did you guys hear about what was going on at Disney? I think it was like last week. I don't think yeah, you guys know I talked about last week, the Disney thing with the little babies, right? But I'm talking about the Disney thing with the oh Lord, guys. It was a family that came in. And Uncle, let me try to break it down for you. Let me see if I can get a picture of it. Picture of Disney family. So basically what happened, guys, here's the image so you guys can see. Hold on. So basically, guys, what happened was this was horrible, guys. So basically, I don't know if you guys have been out of town at the theme parks and things of that nature, right? But a lot of times when people, and it's so funny to me when I see it, people come, and I guess it makes sense because like you want to keep up with your family, but how they matching, and a lot of times they have like the thing one, thing two shirts, or the Disney, I'm mom, I'm dad, whatever, you see a lot of that, right? So this family, I think this is it's a black family. I know that. And the other family, I don't know what they are, but they look like they may be Asian or Indian, one of the two. But I hate this type of stuff, to be honest with you. I know y'all love this loving hip hop crap and the fighting and whatever. And it to be honest, it's human, like something in the human mindset and ideal to like be a voyeur and watch these type of things. But to me, this was sad because of when we look at the security level of this. So let me share this with you guys so you can see it. But Disney, is this the one? Okay, here we go. All right, so basically guys, what happened was, and what bothers me about this, like I said, is the simple fact that where's the security at, right? So this whole video, guys, you can see it's just so frustrating to me because like it was a mishap, right? So basically, and here's a family right here. It's this one. So basically, guys, what happened is they're standing in line, right? And so the black family right here, you can see they all have the same kind of outfit on, same tennis shoes, same shirt, same red shorts, right? To keep up with each other. They have the same thing on. And apparently, allegedly, what happened is the other family, we'll say they're Indian, so but I don't know exactly what race or culture they are, but we'll say they're Indian, or we'll just say Asian, okay? And the girl, I guess they were standing in line. They were at something where they were paying, right? That you pay for different events and stuff in Disney, Universal, all these places. So they were in line, and the girl had got out of line to get her phone or her camera, and then she got back in line, right? And so when she got back in line, they assumed that she was allegedly she was jumping the line. They assumed it, right? And so they were, I guess, trying to hold her back, and her family, which is the Indian family. Hold on, let me see if I can show you. I think it's this one. Nope, that's not the right one. Because I know the guy had on like a yellow shirt. Here it is. It's this family. Okay. So, yep, this is the one right here. All right. So, anyways, allegedly, once again, this is just hearsay about what happened. The family started arguing because this family here in the yellow, they were trying to get their child to come back and stand with them. But this family here was assuming she was jumping the line. And then it's an all out just brawl, guys. I'm talking about brawl. I'm talking about the men were hitting the women. I mean, it was crazy. The guy ended up calling them out of their name. You could hear him like in the background saying something, get those monkeys or something he was saying. I don't know. But the biggest thing for me is the security part. So if you're paying all this money to go to these places, to go to a Disney World or go to a Universal, guys, literally during the video, and you guys can pull it up because I got a couple more things to talk about, but I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it. But even in the video, I'm sitting there at all because like the first, I say roughly maybe 2 minutes of it, there are no workers coming. There are no workers anywhere around, right, in the video. And then the next thing, 2 minutes of it, and then after that, you see a couple workers, guys, but there's no security, no police officers for like 6 minutes or so. And so the issue of security, like, it's so important at these places. And I'm really shocked because they really don't play at these big theme parks. And I'm really shocked as to why there was no security to get these people in the very beginning. I mean, I'm talking about, guys, it went a long time. Like, look at all this. The women are fighting, the men are fighting, they spitting on each other. It was ridiculous. See right here. And then there was pedestrians that came up, which is great. Thank goodness for pedestrians that they come up. But my whole issue, like I said, with that would be the security side of it. You guys know we talked about last week the issue with the Sesame Street and the Disney, and I don't think that's Disney, that's Sesame Street. But this time, this they need to do better with this. There should be no reason why these people are brawling and there's no cops out. What if this would have spilled into other people that were there, right? Once again, another channel member. Shout out to Big Bad Bull. Thank you for supporting the channel. Another channel member. We got all the channel members in today, or most of them. And shout out to Big Bad Bull, channel member, a great supporter. He's always encouraging, supporting. Shout out to him. It says, Mrs. B Finesse, peace and blessings, my lovely sister. Peace to you, Big Bad Bo. Hopefully you're having a great day. Hopefully your week's going well, your work week, and your family is doing well. Hopefully all is going well with you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. So let's get back into this. All right. So once again, this issue right here with me is more so the policing and or security. That's a shame. And I know you guys, if you pay that much money to go to a place like this or wait in line for an event, there should be no reason why the police aren't there. And then also too, I think they banned the black family. I think they banned them. It was a lot of them, guys. It looked like it was about 10 or plus of them, of the people in the red shorts, and then of the other, I will call them, we'll say Asian, this other family. I don't know how many it was of them, but there was a lot of this family, a lot of them here. And so once again, guys, make sure that you are aware of your surroundings. That's my big thing for you to go away with this, because you never know. And I'm really shocked. Like I said, I believe this is Magic Kingdom in Disney World. I'm really shocked that they did not have police there, because normally, you know, they have a lot of security and stuff there. But hopefully they get this together, because if the wrong person got hurt, that's a whole lawsuit coming. But yeah, let me know if you guys heard about that one. If you guys heard about that issue. And the video's up. You guys can go find the video if you want to see it. But I saw it, and it was crazy, because once again, it basically is a misunderstanding. But the whole fighting part, all that, I mean, that's over the doggone top, and they know it. Let's see. Hey, OG Patrice, she says, greetings and salutations, Finesse. Hopefully you're having a great day, OG Patrice, and your family is well today. I'm glad that you have shown support. Once again, guys, make sure you get that thumbs up. Make sure you are sharing, because guess what? You guys know what I say. Sharing is caring. And let's get to it, guys. Let's see. Have you guys heard about, because I know a lot of you guys are people that watch movies and you're into the industry, movies, trending topics, celebrities, so I really want to know what you guys feel about this. You guys know that I believe they're done filming the Black Panther 2, right? They're done filming that movie. So how many of you actually want to see it? How many of you actually are kind of into Black Panther and you actually want to see this movie? Because now they got a whole hysteria going on with this, and a lot of people are kind of angry and mad about what's going on. So I want to see how many of you actually are going to watch the movie. But they're talking about boycotting the movie already, guys. They are saying fans call for Marvel Black Panther 2 boycott after the biggest attack on MCU history, right? So first of all, I want to know, are you guys going to see this movie? First off, who is like into Black Panther 2? Because you guys know the main character who played Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, he passed away, right? And so this is kind of a synopsis of what this is all about before I kind of touch base on specific things that were said. So basically what is happening, guys, is with this Black Panther 2, people were going back and forth because they were saying the issue was that Marvel is deleting off Chadwick Boseman in the movie. And so the issue is, and I'm wondering what you guys think about the same thing. The issue is, do you think if a character passes away in real life, that if that the character that's played in a movie, do you think they should end that character, or should another actor take the role? Now that's the question at hand, and that is the issue that many people are very frustrated about. So apparently, I guess in the movie, guys, they deleted him off in the second Black Panther because he passed away in real life, right? But a lot of people were saying, what other movie was that? There's a couple movies, and I'll get into specifics. They're saying, well, in these other movies, these characters passed away in real life, but you didn't delete them. You just replaced them. So would you guys think it is okay to have a replacement for the main character of the Black Panther character? Do you think a replacement would do it justice, or do you think they should just let that character die off or whatever, right? So so it says, over the weekend, Marvel Studios finally gave fans an official look at the Black Panther Wakanda Forever 2022 movie by Ryan Coogler, right? And so it says here that it says in the movie, it says you saw the first black superhero led franchise, right? In the decade-long tenure of this series. So then it says, with Chadwick Boseman in the title role, it says that they netted over 1.3 billion, right? So the massive money maker. So let's get into this. It says, and we know how they cross. Like if you watch the Marvel movies, if you watch one movie, you'll see Chadwick Boseman, I think, was in Avengers Forever, and a lot of the characters cross in other movies, right? Other Marvel movies. But aside from these appearances across MCU, Infinity Saga, the now multiverse saga, fans have been clamoring for the return of Wakanda on a Black Panther sequel. It says ever since the unfortunate passing of Boseman in 2020 with colon cancer, it has been somewhat of a question mark who was going to take the role of T'Challa. It says now after the trailer debuted in the San Diego Comic-Con SDD Hall this past weekend, fans turned to the world of Wakanda, the arrival of the new antagonist Namor, and yet the unseen realm of Atlantis. It says all underscored by an emotional version of No Woman, No Cry. So that's the trailer. And then it says what the trailer of Coogler's film did reveal was a long discussed tribute. It says in the last part, Chadwick Boseman, and it says it is this that has resonated. So this is what's going around, guys. A hashtag RecastTChalla is trending right now. It says with some calling this the biggest attack on an A-list superhero in Marvel history. So my question to you guys is, do you think that since this is like the first movie with all cast leading characters of black actors, and then the main character, they pretty much delete him in the next version of it, do you think that's an issue, or do you think people are just overreaching with this? Let's see. All right, so this is what people are saying. It says we don't have to accept T'Challa being deleted off in a fictional MCU because the actor who portrayed him in one solo film has unfortunately passed. As Boseman's family member publicly stated in agreement with hashtag RecastTChalla, keeping 616 T'Challa's alive honors Chadwick. So basically his family, Chadwick Boseman's family, is saying that, listen, we don't want you to just end it. And I mean, now when I think about it again, the movie's based around T'Challa, right? So if his character passes away, what really storyline going forward can Wakanda have, except if you keep bringing in other Marvel characters to balance it and base it? Like, what can you really say about it? Like, how can that storyline go forward, right? And so this is what the people are saying, right? It says, Derek Boseman told TMZ that his late brother would have wanted the character to be recast because he knew that T'Challa is bigger than one man. It says, as Derek put it in, he says, as Derek put it, Chadwick understood the power of the character and the power of young kids seeing a black superhero. He believes Marvel letting the character go would mean kids wouldn't get that role model. I definitely want to know what you guys think about that, because is that something where people are overthinking this, or do you really believe like they are playing his like legacy by not recasting him but making him pass away? I'm trying to see if I can get the guys, the clip of the intro. Let's see if I can get it so you can see it. What do you guys think about that? And we'll read some more of what people are saying. Let's see if it's going to show us that trailer. Nope, I thought that was a trailer. Let's see. It might be down here farther. Nope, not that one. All right, so it says right here, somebody says, no matter what, Chadwick will always have a place in our hearts. It says, he's our Black Panther, but the show must go on. He's not, it's not about dignity or disrespecting the character. Boseman would have wanted hashtag RecastTChalla to pass the beacon rather than killing the character with all his honors and murals. I don't know. I'm kind of in between with it because I need to find that part, guys, because I'm not a connoisseur of Marvel and DC. I know most of you in here are, so you guys can speak on that because you're experts on it. But I know there was another character that I don't know if they passed away or not, or something happened to them and they replaced them. Somebody said, God forbid, I think here it is, God forbid, but if Tim Holland passed today, they would not kill off Peter Parker. If Robert Pattinson passed, they would not stop casting people to play Bruce Wayne. Chadwick was very proud of bringing T'Challa to life. Deleting T'Challa does not honor Chadwick. All right, let's see what you guys are saying about this. All right. Wally says slightly overreaching, but if you know the comic book version, he wasn't off, but someone else took the role. But people be like, oh, okay, so we got a story here. Wally says, if you know the comic book version, he wasn't off, but someone else took the role. But Wally says, y'all in your feelings. Okay. XDMC says, how many times have they recast Batman, James Bond? Hey, XDMC, hopefully you're having a great day. Hopefully your family, your wife and daughters are doing well. So glad to see you here, friend. XDMC says, how many times have they recast Batman, James Bond, Spider-Man, Superman? He can be recast. Yeah, and I think, once again, I'm just wondering why they want to delete him. It's such a monumental character, and he's such a big, it did such a big thing when we're talking about the Marvel characters. Even though, if many of you know comic books, you know there's a lot more characters. But depicting this on the main screen and how it transcended with so many people, black and white, around the world, not just in America, that's just odd, right? Another person says T'Challa is just as important as Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, and Thor. If you know the comics, and this is another comic connoisseur here, if you know the comics, you're aware of this. Ending his story arc prematurely isn't just a bad idea. It's the biggest attack on an A-list superhero in MCU history. It's the biggest attack, they're saying, guys. So the hashtag recast T'Challa, hashtag Black Panther Wakanda Forever is what's going around with people. Okay, so I'm going to play this. Let me get my little sign up. Let me get my fair use, and we'll show a little piece of it, guys, so you can see the teaser. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Here we go. All right, did you guys hear it? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard that. I want to make sure that you hear it, or if I have to read.
No woman, no cry. Heal you, darling. Don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry. Good friends we have, and good friends we've lost along the way. In this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears and pray.
Thank you, Wally. I didn't even look over at that. So basically, guys, let's see. This is what they said. Somebody said T'Challa did not pass. They said them deleting him off for pure profit. It's gross. Wakanda was supposed to be black escapism, but now it's a failed state with civil wars, multiple invasions, and a dead royal family. That is the definition of black trauma porn, they said. All right. So that's you guys' fix of that. Interesting. Wondering what you guys think about that. I mean, I can see both sides of it, to be honest, but me being that much vested in it, not really. I know when it did come out, yes, we took our kids to see it. I was super excited about it because it was like a year that they amped you up about the movie. Like, it literally was promos for a whole year. And so as far as this one, it looks super interesting, but yeah, people are just really bothered about that, right? This one was funny to me, but interesting too, guys. Okay, so people were going off on this guy. He is basically, he's supposed to be a lifestyle coach or something like that. Let me get this up and then I'm gonna break it down to you, because I know we have men and women here in the chat, and I love that the men are very voiceful about their opinion on these topics. So we're going to break this one down and see what the men and women have to say about this. All right, so let me get this one up for you guys. So basically, let me kind of preface what was going on here, guys. This life coach guy basically did a post to I guess he has a fiance now. He did a post and he was basically telling her, I guess he was trying not to be over the top, over representative, putting her on the pedestal, basically saying she's enough for him. She doesn't have to be this queen. She doesn't have to be any of that. He loves her the way she is and he honors her, etc., etc. But you know, it's always both sides. When you put this stuff on social media, people always got something to say about it, right? They always have something to say, and it has nothing to do with you and your life, but you know, that's how folks, they vicariously live through other people, right? All right, so here we go, guys. Here he is. It says the not most beautiful life coach, Solomon Bucci, I guess is his name, slammed for a realistic tribute to the fiance. So I definitely want to hear what the men think when they hear this too. Do you, because we already know what the women are thinking about this, I want to know what the men are thinking. Do you agree with how this guy said it in his perspective, or do you think like he was dumb to say what he said? All right, so basically this is what happened, guys. It says when the life coach and social media influencer Solomon, he posted a love letter to his fiance, right, on Instagram. It says when Solomon wrote the letter to his fiance, they expected that this love declaration would get praises for her grace and beauty, right? He says, however, his realistic love letter was received not on the internet. And this is what he said, guys, okay? Let me break down what he said, and I want to hear you guys' opinion about this. If you agree or disagree, basically, is what I want to know. All right, so let me get that up. Okay, so this is what happened. This is what he said, guys. Oopsie, what is this? Sorry, guys, give me a second. I don't know what. I accidentally clicked on something. Let me get this back up. Once again, guys, get the thumbs up if you haven't done that yet. And share, because sharing is caring. There we go. Share. Share screen. So once again, guys, basically what he said is that I'm paraphrasing. He said that she's not the prettiest. She's not the prettiest, I think, and I think he said something in the sense that she's not the smartest. I'm paraphrasing till I get it up, guys. And he's still happy to be with her. So, men, do you think that's an issue? You saying that? Do you think that's a problem? Saying that? Is that like most men? Do you feel like that's what you feel in your heart about the person you're with, the woman you're with? She might not be the prettiest and she may not be the smartest, but it doesn't matter because you love her regardless. Okay, so let me break this down. All right. Okay, so let me read what he wrote, guys, and you tell me your perspective of this. Because I believe this is all in perspective. Like the way you look at this and hear this, if you're not sure with yourself, yeah, it probably will bother you. But I mean, he's saying this to his woman. So I I don't see why people jump in and want to speak and defend somebody that's not looking to be defended. You get what I'm saying? Like, if she's not bothered by what he said, why is everybody else so pressed about it? Right? But I digress. We're gonna break it down. Okay. So basically, this is what he said, guys. Says this is what he started off in his love letter to his fiance. He says, Solomon, while sharing a slew of pictures of his fiance, this is the caption that he wrote. All right, guys. He says, "You're not the most beautiful," and I'm quoting this. I want the men to tell me if you would say something like this or you think he was off. He says, "You're not the most beautiful woman." He added, "Neither are you the most intelligent woman, but like I've chosen to never find perfection in anyone else." So my men that got girlfriends, wives, whatever, is this something that you would say and feel it down in your chest that it's okay? Let me rephrase. This is what he said. He said, "You're not the most beautiful woman." This is a caption he put on Instagram under the pictures of her, and she's beautiful. I seen her. She's a natural woman. She's got locks. She's very pretty, naturally pretty. He says, "You're not the most beautiful woman." He added, "Neither are you the most intelligent woman, but like I've chosen to never find perfection in anyone else." He says, "I put my gaze on you, and with that commitment, we would mold ourselves for ourselves. Our perfection is in our commitment." Okay. He also continued in the caption. He stated that "you're not the most beautiful, intelligent," might sound like it's not a compliment. So this is what he's saying to rectify himself. He says it might not sound like a compliment. Yeah. He said, but it's a realistic base for real love. So my question is, do you guys have a problem with the way he worded that? Or do you think that's just him being real and being honest as a man, saying what he felt? Let's see. Okay, Wallace saying, what's his perspective? Okay. Wallace says, shaking my head, if he is dating or married her, then to him, she is beauty to him. So that statement is somewhat pointless to say, but and that's my thing too. Like, why do you have to say she's not the most and she's not the most? I mean, to me, like I said, it's to each his own. You can't tell anybody how they feel in their relationships. Ergo, why we see is so many people in bad or not good or abusive or not progressive relationships, because a lot of times they don't want to hear anybody else anyways. But I'm trying to give this guy the benefit of the doubt as far as his perspective. I think his mindset on this is everything is so vanity. Instagram, TikTok, what are the other sites? Facebook. Everybody's got to show pictures. Everybody's got to over exacerbate the vanity of it all. And so maybe he's just kind of saying, like, I don't need to say all that about her because she's everything to me. I can't speak for this man, but he says, furthermore, let me show you guys the other picture so you can see. This is him and her. Okay. So let's go into what, oopsie. All right. Okay, cool. I have it up. So he says, social media blasts him. It says, Solomon acknowledges that the quote, "My woman isn't the best, but I'm not looking for the best." He says, "I'm looking for you and I found you." He said, "But there's no best. There is just someone you choose and see the best in them." Interesting. I'm wondering what you guys say all this stuff. Would men say this? Do you feel like you need to say all this to explain yourself? It says, many women called out the influencer in the comment section and criticized him for not admiring her beauty, after which he turned off the comments. It says a Twitter user wrote, "Men don't care. They live to embarrass women." Another one said, "Solomon only pointed out flaws and that he had no praises at all." I think the biggest thing was, see, what is a fiance saying? If you're this invested in how this man talks about his wife or girlfriend or fiance, you should ask his fiance. If she doesn't have a problem with what he said, then why are you wasting your energy on it? That's my perception of this, because if his fiance has a problem, then go figure. You got a story to ride on, right? But if she doesn't see it that way, then he says, let me see. And this is a woman. She says this. She says, I don't get the fuss. She says, I'm a woman, and yet I perfectly understand Solomon's message. He simply meant she may not be the best in the world, but she was best for him. Besides, as long as this woman, like I said, ain't say nothing about liking it, not liking it, I wonder why it's such a topic. Ergo, that's my question. And that's why I definitely want to hear what the men in the chat had to say about that, because I think we get so invested in what other people should do that we project our emotions and our feelings on what other people's situations are, not even knowing how in depth it is, what the elements to the situation are, what the give and take is. We don't know. We're just so quick to say something, and we don't use a mindful mindset, which is, let me weigh both sides. Let me get all the evidence and all the clarification I can get before I just make this judgment call. And I think, like I said, especially if this guy, I know he's not that dumb to get on a public platform and try to blast his fiance. I think in his heart of hearts, he was trying to be the most humblest in his opinion about the woman that he loves, right? And I think he just felt like he doesn't have to get on here and say all this other extra stuff because he loves her irregardless. But that's just my perspective. You let me know what you guys think. Well, I say he should have kept it to himself. And I think also too, he said, I think he was wording it too much. And my whole thing is, if you say something, stand 10 toes down on it. Like, I feel like the fact that he had to go back and forth on why he said what he said, it takes away from the authenticity of why you said what you said. And it really wasn't for, did you say it for everybody or for her? So if it's for her, who cares what other people say? And then, like you said, you might not want to just say all that stuff. And this is what I don't get. Like, I think social media has taken over the minds of people. If you want to tell your loved one something, why don't you just tell them? Why do you feel like you got to say it on social media? Now, I can see if it's an apology or just something, maybe a special day or something's going on and you just want to profess your love. Knock yourself out. But what is so wrong with the intimate part of just telling the person you care about intimately how you feel? Why do you got to get on here and say it for everybody to hear it? Like, I don't know. And I think we need to question that about ourselves. I don't think we think about that enough. I don't think we really think about, like, I don't need to say all this. I can feel confident enough just to say this to my loved one, and that's enough. I don't have to do so much, right? BGA says she probably was mad. Laughing out loud. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe that's the reason why he got on here and professed it. Oh, and we don't know. She might be. We don't know how this lady feels. Let me see if it's actually in this article. I don't remember. Okay, and then this is a guy. Hold on, let me show you guys what the other lady said so you can see. That was a lady pretty much sticking up for him. That was that lady where I talked about. She said, I don't get the fuss. That was the other lady. Hold on a second. And then this is a guy. He says, I understand. So this is a guy speaking on this. He says, I understand what he is saying, but it should have been 2 separate posts. All right. So let's see. And I get that, how they're saying there should be 2 separate posts. I don't know. Like I said, I think he's too invested in what people have to think or say. And then it takes away from the heart of what you're doing this for. You're doing this for your lady, your woman. Who cares what other people think? This person, Jola, they said, I understand what he's saying, but it should have been in 2 posts. He should have appreciated his wife in 1 post and left it at that. While in the second post, he can advise people in relationships to find perfection in their partners without referring to his fiance. And I think that's very smart, the way that is analyzed. And that's basically kind of what I was saying before, that mindset part of it. You got to be cognizant of, if you're going to go on a public platform, be cognizant of the rebuttal that you could get back to. I mean, you can't say, I want to say what I want to say, and then get on a public platform and be mad when people have their own opinion about it. But yet and still, like I said, I think it took away from the heart of what this man was trying to do. And he really was trying to honor her, but it just got misconstrued. So I like the way that this person broke it down. He should have just gave his wife fiance the admiration that he wanted to give her, and then broke down what other people can do to get to that point. And not be so focused on what other people think, right? So that was super interesting when I seen that. You guys sent that to me. That was super interesting, right? Let's see what else is going on in news and things of that nature. All right, let me get this Essence article up for my people that are doing a lot of working distance. Okay, get this up. Okay, so this article, guys, is saying 7 of 10 remote employees are now facing eye problems since working from home. And I'm wondering, any of you guys that are working from home, are you having this issue? And I don't think people realize how serious this blue light issue is, guys. This blue light issue is super important. You got to make sure you are keeping your eyes protected. Those of you guys that are on. Okay, so it says employees have resoundingly demonstrated that they prefer working from home as far as productivity. But it says working from home, it says you save money and you don't have to commute, but it's not all fairy tales and rainbows. So this is a study that they did. It said they recently released a survey that spoke to 1,000 full-time employees. And they said how consistent the blue light exposure among remote workers is striking. They said that it includes the data point remote workers spend more than 2 hours on screens per day, or 13 hours on site workers. And then this is 68% of remote employees notice new eye and vision symptoms since working from home. And it says about 45% of remote workers' eyesight worsened at the point they needed new glasses prescriptions. And 70%, they said doctors recommended them that they need blue light blocking glasses. Now, I know I can speak on this as far as knowing and seeing it. A lot of my students, literally from middle school to high school or from elementary to middle school, ended up having their glasses for the same reason. They like miss just sitting in front of this computer day in and day out. My eyes worsen. So I know that's totally true. But as far as the blue light, they're saying that it's affecting people, and it's definitely their eyesight, but other issues with them with the blue light, right? So once again, guys, you need to make sure you are watching yourself in front of these computers. Don't be sitting on end for forever. And those of you that do work remotely, you just need to kind of get up every once in a while, right? With these computers, get up and move. Do not sit in front of this, because those blue lights are not a joke. I know our kids, they pretty much beg me for the screens. They're like, Mom, we need this blue light screen or whatever, and that goes on their desktops or their laptops. And I guess it reflects it off, or it just protects your eyes, right? So yeah, make sure you guys are taking care of yourself with that. Where's this video? Oh, you guys wanted me to talk about this. I guess we'll do this one towards the end. You guys seen the video? It says something about Will Smith apologizing for what he did. Let me get the video up. Let's see. You guys knew eventually he was going to come out and say something about this. Let me get this up. Let's see if we can get this for you guys. Okay, let's see if we can get this up for you guys. Share. What's that? Oh. Let's see. I think this is the one. Okay, let's see what he's saying here. Banners. All right, so if you're just coming in, we are talking about the Will Smith apologized to Chris Rock and Questlove for what happened. It says somebody saying, "Oh my goodness, he admitted it after 4 months after the slap, quote unquote, that launched 1,000 takes. Will Smith has issued a public apology," I think this is about an hour or so ago, "to Chris Rock for physically hitting him at the Academy Awards." And he's basically saying it's been a minute across the socials, and he begins with that text. "It's been a minute over the last month. I've been doing a lot of thinking and personal work." So let's see if we can watch that real quick. Here we go. Guys, let me know if you can hear that. Put one in the chat. Let me make sure you guys can hear it. All right. Okay, good. Let's play this. You guys can hear. Oops, here we go.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech?
I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. We had a great relationship. Tony Rock was my man. And this is probably irreparable. I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults. After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe. I'm gonna say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us. To all my fellow nominees, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me, and it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. You know, it happened on Questlove's award, and you know, it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made.
That's interesting to me. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, don't want to receive that. They want to be stuck, and they stuck on themselves. But the simple fact of him realizing that this was so big that the burden that he's going to put on himself because of the strain he put on everybody, he has to, I guess you could say, kind of come out of that, or he has to be aware that he can't hold himself on that. I think it's super important, because I think a lot of times we do stuff, and all of us have done things to hurt people. All of us have done things you might not think it's extreme, but somebody else could look at it and say it is an extreme thing. Or you might have said some things you thought it wasn't lascivious, but the way the other person took it, yeah, that hurt them. It was lascivious. But we do have to realize we got to come past we have to come past our action. You can't hold people on the thing they did forever in life. Like, then what would be the purpose of living? You can't hold anybody on a trauma or on a action they did, because they're still a person, and they always have the authority and right to change, to diverge, to turn around, to repent, to change, to be better. And I think a lot of times with this cancel culture and things of that nature, we hate giving people the opportunity to change, unless we like them, right? We don't think if we get the opportunity to change, we don't think other people should, because of, I guess, their status or their celebrity or whoever they are. And I think we need to be cognizant of that. I think our worst critics are ourselves. We just don't forgive ourselves when we do stuff, and we make these mistakes and stuff. And I definitely want the Finesse fan to be cognizant of that, because I think a lot of times we don't realize we are our worst enemy. It's not even what people say. It's really what we're saying to ourselves, because we can't get past the hurt and the trauma of what we did, what we said, and even what other people did to us. It's like we stay in that dead place. And I'm hoping this kind of breaks through to somebody, or you realize what you're doing to somebody or what you're doing to yourself, and you can break out of that too and be free, right? Because even some of you are listening to him and you're like, oh, he's not talking about it. He's a smug. He's just saying this to be saying it or whatever. And he could be. But he could be honest. This could be his truth in his heart. He could be saying what he's really feeling. So, you just really never know a person unless you are there, or you've been with them, or, struggle with them. You only can take what is given and look and wish for the best in people. But once again, we are humans. And that's why I told you guys, I never put humans on a pedestal. You guys talk about these preachers and pastors made you angry, or these churches made you angry, or these men made you angry, or these women made you angry, people in society, whatever their race or culture made you angry or whatever. Guess what? You understand what I'm saying? You can stay on that and stay angry with people and stay in that dead place, or you can move forward. Use wisdom though. Don't be dumb. Like, don't be, let me not say dumb. Be wise. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't just let people, use you or get over on you, and you're not using wisdom and being cognizant so it doesn't happen again. But just don't put people on pedestals. When you don't put them on pedestals, when they make mistakes, it don't bother you, because I never put you on a pedestal anyways. I didn't idolize you. I didn't worship you. So you make a mistake, okay, and I'm gonna keep trucking forward in my life. So just some food for thought. You guys let me know if you agree or disagree. We can have that discussion about that.
A mistake.
And I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, you know, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
Thank you guys. Sorry, I'm looking at like 2 or 3 different screens. Oh, I just gave such a good, profound speech and nobody heard it. And I didn't look over. Doggone it. What's the last thing you guys heard? Hold on. Let me go back. Somebody tell me what's the last thing that you heard. I was really breaking it doggone down. You guys know how I get when I get to moving my hands. Oh, let me see. Let me see what's the last thing you guys heard. Somebody tell me what's the last thought I said. I wonder when it muted me. Hold on, guys. Let me figure out when it muted me. Hold on. Oh, what's the last thing I said? Will Smith video. I don't even know. I got a good bandwidth on here. I don't know what's going on. While it said, oh Lord, I don't know. Last thing was the Will Smith video. Okay, so basically, did you guys hear what I said about him? Once you stopped sharing that video, that was it. But you were talking. Oh my goodness, it was so good what I just said. Ay, Dios míos. Okay, so basically, hold on, guys. It was so good. Okay, let me try to preface what I said to you guys. Okay, so basically what I was saying, Okay, so basically what I said was, we get, guys, it was so good what I just said. Somebody would have been blessed from what I just said, I promise you. So basically what I was saying is, Will had just said something about him forgiving himself or something like that, and not staying like so focused on the angst and hate that he's feeling from what he did. The regret he's feeling is bogging him down. He feels like he should kick himself, and he's feeling horrible about himself, period. And basically what I was saying to you guys was that we can't get so stuck on what other people have done to us. Like, we can't get so stuck on that fear of coming out of what they've done. We can't get so stuck on the anger that they've caused us. At some point we have to be able to come out of it and move forward. And I feel like it's super important to have that discussion, because a lot of times we're stuck on trauma that happened when we were kids. And I don't know if you guys heard this, but I'll repeat it again. When Gail had said earlier, when she said about don't be naive, I basically was kind of breaking down how she came on my stream, and we did a whole live stream about trauma and how to deal with trauma, and how you really have to choose to get up every day and move forward. It's not easy, and in certain circumstances and certain situations, you know, it's going to be harder for some of us to move forward on certain things, but it doesn't mean we can't do it. And I think, like I said, she broke down excellently, you know, things that she's been through, and then how she moves forward as far as forgiveness and not holding stuff against people. And I think that's really the only way that you have peace in life, because if you keep holding things or staying angry at people, if you keep this angry attitude, or this kind of, I call it pissy attitude. You have a pissy attitude about stuff. You just angry to be angry. You hate when other people are happy. You hate when other people are, you know, growing, and you hate that other people got it and you don't. I mean, the only difference is they are working off of the positive attitude that they have it, and you just haven't figured out a way to accumulate or have what they have. I mean, it's no really big difference, to be honest, guys. And there's really no point to have, like, what's the word? To be, what is the word? Like, I guess you could say jealous or envious of other people, because figure out what they did and just do it 2 times better. That's it. And I think a lot of times we get caught up in that stuff. We get caught up in, it feels good to stay angry at people. But really and truly, you're not hurting yourself. That person have moved on, went forward, probably making money, got a new life, got a new family, whatever, and you're still mad about it. And I think, even though people don't want to receive what he says, the point of what I was saying earlier that I got muted off of was that, and I think I accidentally I clicked on my mouse over here, because I got a couple screens going. I probably accidentally clicked it and it was on the mute. But anyways, my point that I was trying to tell you guys was that everybody has the right to change. And I think we hold people such hostage because you idolize people. You hold people to this high proclivity that you know you don't even want to be held on, because of who you think they are, if they're a celebrity, if they're, you know, have so many followers, whatever. Or you just put them on this, you judge them and idolize them, and you put them on this pedestal. And I tell her, they already said that in the chat, but thank you, I know it now. I'm getting messages, all kind of stuff, guys. Anyways, but the point, what I said that I think was muted, was you cannot idolize people. And when I say that, I mean that in the loosest way. Some of you guys are idolizing your family members, your friends, not even just famous people. You're idolizing them to the point where when they mess up or make a mistake, or they don't do it the way you wanted them to, or they hurt you, like, that is just the final call for them. And then you have these unrealistic truths that you want people to attain. And when you really go to the base of this, and this is what I talk about a lot of times, especially when I'm consulting with people, you have to look at the base of everything, and you have to understand, are you really putting people on a pedestal? Are you not realizing that these are human beings that make choices and decisions every day, and they have a choice to do right and wrong? And if they do wrong, is that something where you feel like they always should do right? Now, it's some things, guys, don't get me wrong, because you guys always like to go on these extremes, outliers. Yes, there's certain things that people do that everybody, for the most part, as far as a principle thing, they could not agree with or hate or feel juxtaposed to, right? But I'm just talking just in general, like, once you master this, You are the master of yourself. I'm telling you, once you can control your emotions, you cannot idolize people. You can understand that people will make flaws and make mistakes, and just expect it. To be honest, expect it. Have standards. Y'all know I don't roll like that. I'm not as, I don't, that's not the value system we do here. There's no standards. But understand when somebody does fall off and make a mistake, the best thing is, once again, to not put them on such a high pedestal. So when they do fall, it's nothing where you're just devastated. And I think that's a big thing. And a lot of times we do it to ourselves. We're our worst enemies. When something happens, we don't forgive ourselves sometimes. And it's just this emotional roller coaster. And I think that is one of the big issues. That was really what I was trying to say and all that. Like, I was Wally. I was going in. Oh, it was so good. It would have blessed somebody. But, it is what it is. God help me remember a little bit of what I said. So hopefully, once again, that helped you guys. It's like, yeah, Gail. Thank you for saying that. It's a good way to put it metaphorically, because and that's one thing I honestly do respect about even Gail, because she's been through so much stuff, and I know in the back end because she talked to me about stuff, and like how she can walk in that fortitude no matter what you guys think about her, you like her, you don't, whatever. And there's a lot of you. I'm just using her for example because she's told me personal things, right? But the simple fact of having grace, giving it and exuding it, like people don't even understand. Like that is something that you really need to get through this life. You got to have this type of grace about yourself to where it's okay to say your opinion and be hurt and be in a moment sometimes. But then that moment should have a timestamp, and it should be over. And now we got to move forward. And now we got to not let people, the things that they've done, hold us down. And like I said, basically going back to this Will Smith thing, my point was, it doesn't matter what you feel about him. The simple fact that this man, as a man, has to deal with what he's did, and he's getting repercussions from it. But the honoring part of that, he's standing up as a man. He doesn't have to go on the platform and tell you guys nothing. But the fact he's trying to do this and get a piece about himself, to me, is a showing point for us as just people in society. That sometimes you have to do that. A lot of times, sometimes even publicly, you have to do that for your peace, and then you move forward. Some people don't have to do it, but I think it's super important for your peace to do it, right? Gail says, then people going on their lives still being who they are and not going to change, so you do yourself a disservice to hold. Yeah, and that's the thing. And I think I'm gonna tell you something, guys. For me, my perspective, just having my background in education, my background experience with psychology and criminal justice, all those things coupled together, the vanity and the naiveness that I see, because you guys gotta realize, when I'm coming into YouTube and social media, and even if some of you guys, watch me and follow me, even on the other social media sites, it's not as progressive as some others would be. They're on there every day, they're posting their pictures of me, because I see the delusion of it. It's like this vainness that people, they want. It's like they can't be happy in their regular life, so they got to tell you everything good they're doing, and they got to show you everything good they're doing, and they got to be smiling all the time, when in the reality of life, that's not true. Who's really smiling all the time? I mean, I do smile a lot, guys. But as extreme as I'm smiling, I could be taking something personal or going in on something, and that's my truth. That's all of our truths. And I think we're disillusioned when we see all these things and people show what they want to show, or I guess you could say the good side of things, and it's a falsehood. And I'm saying, you guys really need to Google and watch these different movies and documentaries that they're doing on social media, and our children's little brains, and how it's really just kind of like a selling point. It's really just a big kind of commercial. And that I think all things in moderation are excellent. Shout out to me and Gail. We did do a live stream on that. That was an epic live stream, all things in moderation. But I really do believe, I don't think we see the trauma that is going into this social media. Guys, I was watching a documentary. I don't know if it was on HBO Max or it was Prime, but it was this girl, and she was talking about how she was on TikTok, and she was doing TikTok and all that stuff, and she literally she didn't know she had like this eating disorder or something, so she was like trying to lose weight, and I guess TikTok kept recommending these different pages. And anyways, push come to shove, it literally led to the girl having an eating disorder because I guess its algorithm allegedly was figuring out that she wanted to see stuff about this, so it kept pushing and pushing the stuff. And then the girl talked about on this report, the documentary, she was saying how she was going in, unfollowing these different channels and telling TikTok don't suggest it, and then like a couple days later it was suggesting it. So, you know, even these bad habits and these things that are poisonous we try to get rid of, you know, a lot of times you have to kind of undiffuse yourself. You have to step away from it. And you can't be so focused on what people think when you do it. And you don't have to explain yourself. It's okay if you do, but I think a lot of times we get caught up in over explaining. We tell people too much stuff, and it's not even their business. They don't need to know all that unless they're paying some bills or they're kind of part of your mental team or your encouragement team. Like, they don't need to know all that, you know. Gail says it's not what happened to you, it's how you respond. Never let anyone knock you off your square. And you have to, even if you didn't want to receive that, even if you didn't want to hear that, you have to walk like that. Because if you keep getting knocked down and knocked off, it's going to mess up your mental. Like, literally, that's going to mess up your mental, because guess what? You are infusing everything everyone's saying into your thought process. And that is the worst thing to do, because what I tell you guys, you're your worst own enemy. It's not the people talking about you. It's if you believe what they're saying. And sooner or later, when you keep hearing the same thing and you keep ingesting the same bad behavior, bad attitudes, bad motives, bad conversations, that stuff, I don't care how strong you think you are, it is going to internalize in you. And I think a lot of us think we are super stronger than what we really are when it comes to staying away from bad motives and bad behavior and bad ideals. Like, you think, oh, I'm strong, I can listen to it. No, because it's your subconscious. I don't think you guys really know how strong your subconscious is, right? So you have to choose to stay away from certain bad behaviors, people, situations. You have to actively choose to get away from it, right? Because when it adjusts you, it will consume you, right? Let's see. Okay, Ben says he's over explaining. Yeah. But once again, you over explain when you feel like you have to. Like, it's something you over explain when you feel like it's not enough. And that's the hard part. If people can be honest, they really don't feel like they're enough, or what they feel in their heart is enough. So it's like you overachieve, you over explain, you over exude. And sometimes, I'm telling you guys, you'll be in such peace if you just be yourself and let the chips fall by how they may. Stop trying to get so many people to agree with you and adjust to you when you don't have peace with that. Now, it's different if you got peace with being loud or doing whatever or being, you know, extra, and that's just you and you have peace with it. Then do you, be you. But if you know you are portraying a certain type of way or person or ideal and that's not in your heart, that is a mess here on YouTube. A lot of people are doing talking points, especially, you know, as big as I just came in and I'm just learning about this. The manosphere, the talking points. There's a lot of people coming in, men and women, and I'm thinking it's mostly women though. They know men want to hear certain things, so they're saying it just to capitalize and monetize off of it. And it's sickening to me because I think it's just kind of like a scapegoat. Instead of you just ideally believing what is being said, you are just trying to profit off of people's pain. And, you know, you do you. If you want to profit off of people's pain, I don't need that modus apparatus. I mean, I do quite well being authentically myself and not having to bulldoze over people or trying to bring them down or do whatever just to pull me up. I don't have to do that. But I think that is the narrative. Now people feel like they have to do it. And I think if they were just being more honest with themselves, they will understand that you don't have peace doing that crap. I mean, if you can be honest, and y'all know, if y'all can be honest with me in the chat, let me know. Do you have peace when you keep trying to downgrade people? Do you have peace when you keep trying to talk about folks? Do you have peace when you going back in a YouTube beef or a YouTube squabble in these streets or whatever y'all want to word it? Does that give you peace? And if y'all can be honest, because most of y'all have been through YouTube beef, if you're honest, or we're humans, so we've had altercations with other people in the chat, in the real world, at work. If you can be honest with that, guys, you know that crap is really draining. Nobody wants to sit and do all that. Nobody wants to be arguing all the time. But we got to be cognizant too of our hearts too. You know, the word said guard your heart. So you got to be careful of these snakes. People just saying stuff to get on your good side. People just saying stuff, saying talking points because they want you to subscribe to their channel. They want you to like them. They want you to follow them. They want to be the it person right now. They just doing all kind of trickery. Be cognizant of that. Don't always believe what you hear. Always be aware of agendas and motives with people. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said, a lot of people are not authentically themselves, and it's so much peace when you can just be that. But some people don't. They don't know how to do that. It is what it is. Yes, guys, make sure you click that like button as you're coming in. Thank you, Big Ben. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat and the support, as you always have. I really appreciate that you feel that support of the super chat. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, guys, I really know as far as this article, it's gonna rub a lot of people wrong because you guys see what Will did and you just stuck on that moment in time, the thing he did, you stuck on the action, and that's you. But to me, I can never be stuck on somebody's action, because then where's the growth? And then, to be honest, if you're honest with yourself, what if we stayed on your worst moment in your life and we kept portraying that and projecting that in the world, in the news, on your job, to your coworkers, to your loved ones? And a lot of us know, like, you've really gotten some grace from people. A lot of us know we've gotten second, third, fifth, 20th chances. And so that's my mindset with that. Like, how's it okay for you to get all these chances, but when somebody does something more profound, or maybe they're more known than you, or maybe they have a bigger platform, that is just X them. I just know that doesn't work. You can do it the way you do it. You can hold grudges and you can be mad at folks and say, that's what they deserve, I'm gonna cancel them, fine. But as far as you having a fluid growth and fluid relationships that are meaningful with people, you won't have it. Because you're going to have people walking on eggshells around you, number one. And number two, they'll never be honest. They'll just be fake with you. They'll just tell you what you want to hear. And they will never be honest with you. And it's going to be horrible, because then who do you trust? Like, who can you be real with? And to be honest, we are on this. If you don't know your purpose in life yet, it is for other people. And I think a lot of times we get that misconstrued. We think having a job or being married or having a certain income bracket or having a certain status, whatever, makes you who you are. But a lot of times, if people can be honest in this chat, it doesn't. It is truly, really being a steward to somebody else. And that's through your trials and your tribulations and the things you went through and the horrible things you want to hide and you want people to know about you. Those things are your purpose, because those things you went through, and you're still alive and you're still moving and you're still going forward. It might be the best for you think it is, but it's something you don't know how that's going to help somebody else and bless them. Right? So don't get so stuck on the big picture of, I got to have all these things to feel content, because we've talked about this and we did streams on this. Billionaires deleting themselves, billionaires depressed, stressed, all kind of things. People that got all the money and the fame, they want to delete themselves. They would just wish they could go back to regular life and just be normal like other people. So, right, it's a perspective issue, right? Hey Mayshawn, hopefully you're having a great day. She says, I agree with you. Thank you. I appreciate that. She says, no one seems to have any grace at all. Nobody apologizes ever. And Mayshawn, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm gonna call you Denise, because I know that last part is Denise. Miss Denise, I think it's such a scary point to get to really not apologize, or really feel like you did something on such a big platform that you just don't want to get out there and deal with that rejection or that hurt or whatever it is. And I don't know what that is sometimes, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Back when I was like a teenager and young, like I'm still young, but back when I was a teenager, I don't know what it was. It was just kind of a control thing. I never wanted to apologize. I always wanted like that person to apologize to me first, or I would wait like 3 days and then maybe I would apologize. I'm just being honest with you guys. Some of y'all don't want to be honest. I'm being honest, and I don't even know why I did that, because I can't recall a hurt or trauma or reason why I did it. It was just kind of a control factor, it's just a control thing. But now in these times and days, with everything happening and all these things happening in the world and the earth, all this anger and this evil happening, good grief, guys, we got to come together. There's so much evil in this world, and there's so much anger and it's really a choice. You can be mad or you can be happy. You can do good or you can do bad. Like it's the dichotomy of if it's binary or not. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not binary. It's all things together, right? And we just have to have that grace. And if any of you know the word and what the scripture says, you are walking in the grace. And if you can't give it, how can you have it given to you, bestowed upon you, right? So it is what it is. I mean, like I said, you guys know I'm always going to try to be able to bring you guys to higher levels of understanding. I'm always going to try to honor my motto, which is to faithfully innovate, to inspire, to be naturally effective, and seek success every day. If you don't know that breakdown, I know most of my Finesse fam is here. You know it down to your core, to your blood, your bones. But, you know, faithfully, it's just continue. It's something you do regardless if you feel like it or not, right? To innovate, to inspire. Innovate is just, you have something in you that nobody else has and nobody else can do. Those ideals, those thoughts, right? And an inspiration is just natural. You being yourself, you can inspire so many people. Just letting people know what you went through in your walk, right? You can inspire. And then naturally effective, as I keep projecting to you guys, just be yourself. And even in your flaws, understand what your flaws are and don't try to hide them. The flaws that you have are what make you. So if somebody does, give you constructive criticism or tells you need to work on it, have an open mind to work on some things too, right? So be naturally effective. Effective is the fact that you're just not here. You want to be effective. You are intentional, right? And seek success every day. Success can be something small. Success can be something minute to somebody else's eyes. But you getting up and making sure you do your couple sit-ups a day. You being nice to the I don't know, the bellboy at the bottom of your condo when you come out or whatever, because he gets on your nerves. You choosing to, instead of in traffic honking, calling the person out their name. Now you guys know you do that. Instead of you doing that, just ignore it. You know, it's just little things, little successes, guys. Like I said, stop looking for the big elaborate thing that gets all the likes and the followers. Like, have peace within yourself to be okay that I literally got up today and said something good about myself. I literally didn't yell at my kids. I didn't disrespect my husband. I didn't disrespect my wife. I didn't disrespect somebody I normally would disrespect. I actually cared about somebody and put them before me. Little things. That's a success, guys. Those are things that like will give you so much peace if you stop looking for what everybody else is looking for, because what they're looking for is in vain. And that's what I just feel for so many people. That's why I'm going to continue to always do this platform, to continue to offer my services, offer myself to people, because I think it's such a dire situation right now, what's going on in the world. It's such a dire situation, what's going on in people's lives, especially this mental, the thought process, the idea of somebody being able to coach you through something or consult you. I think that's a misnomer. I know you guys get so many of these fakes and phonies on Instagram and social media that say they can do something, but they don't have any type of credential or backing your understanding to offer a service to you. It's just a money grab. But those people that do have the resonance, the experience, the background, don't have fear to go for them just because somebody else used you or got over on you or misled you. Don't be stuck on that, because I think a lot of times we got to go through messing up and making mistakes to get to the real gem of a person or ideal or piece from somebody that has been through something or that can walk you through it, right? It's super important to have that. And I think, once again, like I said, guys, don't get stuck on the hurt. Don't get stuck on what people did to you. Even if somebody did get over on you, you paid them money and they got over on you. Okay. Don't deal with that person again. But don't hold yourself back from getting the release and the breakthrough that you need from another person because somebody else traumatized you and hurt you, right? So once again, let's see what you guys are saying. Oh yeah, guys, if you haven't, come on in, hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, we are just talking about the Will Smith, Chris Rock apology. And he apologized to Questlove. And I think another profound thing that Will Smith talked about is that he realized that he's not just affecting, like, it didn't just affect Chris Rock. You affected his family members. You affected, a lot of people that were in the midst. And to me, that's just honorable. I'm not going to, just because you don't like somebody, I'm not going to show honor where it is given, especially when somebody takes it upon themselves to ask for forgiveness. I mean, who are you to tell a person that they don't have a right to ask for it, right? What do you think about that? Let's see. And I think, I don't know, is there many of you guys that have been to actual school and college? Because there's an other thing you guys sent me, and I'm wondering what you guys feel about this. Deion Sanders is talking about, let me see what you guys feel about this. We'll try to go through this one real quick. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. So let me kind of preface it. Those that have been to school, and let's say you've gotten enough financial aid and things of that nature where you can get a refund check, because most of you get more than the aid than you need. But even if you just get Pell Grants and you go to a school because it's instead of something, you'll have enough money. Normally, you can get a refund check, right? So if you did not know, Deion Sanders, he's working at a historically black college, which is, I think, Jackson State. And many of you guys know, because I talked about Deion Sanders back when we was doing the April Rainer thing sometime late last year, early this year. And he brought her in to actually school his players on what a woman of her ideals would do to you. What these, what do we call them? Groupie women, or women that are just trying to get you for your money before you get famous. Watch out for these women. And she came and spoke to his guys about it. But anyways, it says Deion Sanders, he's urging Mississippi governor to assist students affected by delayed refunds. Now, this is my question and conundrum with this. Let's see. Okay, Gail says, I hope he's getting anger management and therapy. Yes, and I think he said that too in the text or in the video, Gail. And I think a lot of us slight this therapy, the ideals of getting talk therapy or dealing with a therapist or just going through the things you need to move forward, the tools you need. It's so imperative, and it's amazing to me how people slight it because they feel like they're so in control in their life. And I think that's maybe 1% of the population. Those of us that feel like we really can. We have a hold on our life. We can do a lot of things in a multiplicity, and we're very strong-minded. I don't think that's a big group of society at all. I think it's a minute, small amount, like 1% that really can do that. But I think a lot of people, to be honest and to be realistic and human, you need therapy. You need an outlet to talk in an unbiased realm. And then sometimes you do need that constructive criticism also. Coupled with that, somebody just listening and telling you the tools, but then you need truth too. I think you need truth with that. So yeah, I hope he is getting therapy too. So basically, I'm wondering what Deion's talking about. I'm gonna play the video, but so if I'm thinking about it, if we're talking about Pell Grants, because if you guys don't know, a lot of the colleges, there's a good, depending, especially in the historically black colleges, there's a good demographic of the kids that come there that are very, very low income, right? So they depend on those Pell Grants and that money to live off of during the year because their parents don't have money to send them, right? And I knew that even going to college where I went, a lot of the kids, their parents had no money to send them. They didn't have the luxury of having a car like me. I had a car my first year going to school. I was working on campus. I just basically did a work study. But I had more things than most kids had. And that's the blessing of, my family. But everybody doesn't have that, right? And so he's basically petitioning the governor to do something about the checks. But I'm wondering how this is going. What can the governor do? Because if the Pell Grants are coming through, that's federal money, right? So I don't know. But I'm gonna let you guys hear this and you tell me what you're thinking about it. Do you think he's like being like a Robin Hood for the people, for his kids? Or do you really think that this is not going to do anything? Him trying to make a claim to the governor to get his kids the money. And he's going to explain why. And some of you are going to get a taste of the life if you've never been to college and or you don't know kind of that college lifestyle, especially for low income kids that go to college, what they have to deal with. You're going to see it here in the video. So let me play this.
I got a problem, and this is somewhat of a sensitive issue, only to those whom are sensitive. This happens at a multitude of HBCUs. How do I know that? Because I've spoken to a multitude of coaches and other persons that are at HBCUs. The refund checks. I spoke about this several months ago and still to no avail. And it's bothering me. Governor Reeves, can you help me with this issue? How is it fathomable that our refund checks for our kids are consistently late but the checks for the administrators are consistently on time.
Well, to me, if I just speculating on that, the money in the budget for the administrators is already budgeted out. That's money that's already yearly budgeted out to pay people. And then the federal money, or this money that they're getting, this is just my presumption, my experience being in college, going to HBCU and all the other things. The federal money is just distributed as you get the Pell Grant or whatever money that you get, scholarships, whatever. It's distributed as it comes. And it usually, once you sign up for it and the school does the financial aid stuff, it should be there. So I'm wondering too why these kids aren't getting their money, because once they fill it out, I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you know. I don't know what the governor can do, but that's my experience.
I just need to know, because here's the problem. I sit with a parent and say, I'm going to take care of your child, and you got to make sure your child is secure. Get and steal. Refund checks are
consistently late. Now that child calls the parent needing money.
Parent has to overextend themselves, or the child has to go to the bank and take out a loan.
Oh, and I can speak on this too, just so you guys have some preface and background on this. I had a friend that came from California. Then he went to school in, I think, in Texas, and then he came to our school. And the money that he had was the scholarships for playing football, right? And so he was dependent on that money because, once again, he's coming all the way from a whole nother from California. And those of you who live in California, you know how expensive that state is, right? And then his whole proclivity was getting the scholarships so he could be so far away from his family. And that was the athletic scholarship because he was really good at football, right? So what happened is when he had transferred to the school, the money didn't shift like it was supposed to. So he ended up having to cut his stay short because I guess he didn't get he got like a partial scholarship because I guess they wanted to see how good he was the first year before they gave him a full one. And he ended up having to go back to California because he didn't have enough financial aid to cover it because they wanted him to pay for the rest. So I can understand, and I can speak on this as seeing this happen to people in school, at college, especially if you don't weigh this out and you can't really afford the cost of going out of state. This financial aid money is imperative. So that's just for understanding for those of you maybe that don't understand that, or you haven't gone out of state for college and what that looks like, or had kids that did it.
To pay their rent on money that they should already have. I got a problem with that. Because I'm not asking for more than, I'm just asking for you to do what you said you would do. Governor Reed, you're a friend. I adore you. I need you to tell me, where is the shortcoming coming from? Did I say that right? Where is this disconnect coming from? Is it from the state, the government, or is it from the school campuses, or those administrators? I need to know because it's affecting us. I just, at the SWAC meeting, one coach told me he lost a few kids because of this situation.
And ergo, like I just told you guys, the same situation I seen. One of my friends that was playing football, playing sports, they had to leave and go back home because of it. He's saying, I guess it's a big issue in a lot of historically black colleges, and the coaches are experiencing this too. And then I'm thinking about, when you're thinking about these bigger colleges, most of you know, especially if you've had a family member go to these big colleges, they pay for everything. But it's like, I guess with some of the historically black colleges, they don't have enough money to cover everything for these kids when they come there, and or a lot of these colleges is so much swindling going on and undercutting and stealing that dang, you just can't do right sometimes. And it's not the people's fault to go to the college. It's them. It's these administrators that take these positions, and they are crooks. And it happens a lot at these black colleges, and it's sad to say it. It's just horrible.
And we can't have that. It's already, now the numbers are coming back to HBCUs in the kids, and we already dealing with housing. Now we can't deal with this as well because we have momentum, and we got to keep our momentum. So we need to get these checks out on time to these kids. And guess what? 3 of them are mine.
So he's talking about his own kids.
You know they have.
They haven't got their refund check.
About something they should already have. Thank God I got it. But I'm looking out and I'm speaking out for those parents that may not.
And see, this is what I do appreciate about this, right? Because like I said, me listening to the whole thing, I want to chunk it in pieces for you guys. But the simple fact, if you don't know, Deion's name back in the day was Prime Time. So he's the Coach Prime. And so he does, he talks a lot on issues going on, especially, and I'm glad somebody is such a big personality, a big NFL person. And I believe he played baseball too, NFL. He played baseball, NBL. And he doesn't have to speak on this because guess what? He's still getting his check. But the simple fact that he is speaking out for the people that are unspoken for, that don't get a platform to talk about this. And Gail saying, yeah, that's unfortunate. And it really is. And guys, I don't think you get the gravity of it unless you understand, especially a lot of these kids that come from these low income, poor backgrounds. And the parents definitely didn't have money to send them to school. So they hoping they can go on an academic scholarship or a athletic scholarship. And so the kids still need money, guys. Just because you go to college and the books and stuff is paid for, it doesn't mean there's other things that you need in college. There's so many, especially like if you're a woman, you need feminine items. You're going to need any type of hygiene. That's men too. You need hygiene products. You need all that stuff. There's times when the cafeteria might not be open, so there are meal plans and things of that nature. But there's still, you gotta buy food on the weekends. You got other days you gotta be able to go get different supplies and things, books and paper and pencils. You know, especially back in the day when we use all that stuff. Like still need money coming into school. You can't just think just because the tuition is paid, there's other things you don't need. So yeah, this is important, and I do appreciate, have to give him shout outs for this, that he is trying to go on a public platform again and try to understand and let people know, just because at these bigger colleges people get these scholarships and they're good, paid for, their housing paid for, room and board, money, they're given more money, their food is paid for. It's not like that in every college, so you can't assume that these kids have everything. Another thing that I read in here that was really commendable of him is that I believe that he gave half of his income. It says, let me see, I believe Deion Sanders gave half of his income to help these kids. What does it say? Where is that? It says Sanders donated half of his salary to help complete the program's football facility renovations, and he announced that. So this guy, he's getting paid from the school, but instead of him pocketing all the money, because he knows he got a good amount to live off of. You know, Deion Sanders has been making money for a long time in sports, tennis shoes, all kind of endorsements. He's willingly giving it back. Because when I first found out that he went to a historically black college, I was like, I'm kind of shocked because he's such a big time name. But you know, he went back for his heart. Like, he really did it not to prosper or make nothing off of it. He really did it to help people. So I'm gonna finish playing this and then we'll round it off. Let me know what you think in the chat, guys.
That are budgeting their life. Somebody help me with solvency to this consistent and continuous problem. I got time today. Lord knows I got time.
He said, I got time today. And I just appreciate that, because, you know, a lot of times those of us that, you know, if you have more, or you have a platform, or you have a space, or you have a proclivity that people will listen to you, a lot of times you don't want to talk about things that are touchy. You don't want to talk about important things or mental health things or just issues that a lot of people kind of stray away from. They want the fun and the laughter, and you guys know that's what we do here. We have fun, we laugh and all that, but there are certain things that need to be brought to light, and I love this platform that I can bring certain things to light for you guys, kind of educate you guys, break it down, teach you, and just kind of even show you guys how to do things, like a tutorial type situation. I love that. So I appreciate him for that. Let's see. Gail says, right, he has a bigger reach to raise awareness to this issue. And like I said, guys, those of you might not think it's important if you've never been to college or you never had a child to go. You don't understand the dichotomy of college, but you still need money besides just the money that you're giving for to pay for school. There's other things you're going to need throughout the year that are going to cost, like in their programs that you're in, all kind of stuff, guys. So this is an important issue, and a lot of people don't understand if they've never been to college. But yes, this whole thing about the refund check, and a lot of these kids, I'm pretty sure, are low income families. Yeah, it's important, and I appreciate that he said, 3 of my kids are waiting for their refund check. So this is affecting him. And he's like, but honestly, it's not going to affect me like other kids because I got the money. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to take care of my kids and pay for it, I can do it. But, you know, they're on their own in college now, so they need to figure those things out. But, you know, I think that was just, you know, an important topic for you guys to kind of see. Maybe some of you didn't know that this is an issue. These kids is imperative because a lot of times this is the money they live off of. This is the money to buy food on the weekends. This is the money for them to buy personal items and things they need because their parents cannot afford it. And this might be the money for them to get back and forth home with, especially if they live out of state. They might not be able to afford to catch a plane or catch a bus because mom and dad don't have the money. So it's super, super important. So once again, guys, man, we just had a great day today. We went through so much stuff. We talked about all things dealing with wealth, money. We talked about the recession. We talked about Will Smith and his apology. We talked about the Marvel situation. What you guys feel about the Black Panther thing. Make sure you guys go into the comments. You can open up another tab and start commenting right now. Once again, I do this call to action for all of you guys too, and the only thing that I ask always, guys, is for you guys to make sure you comment. Make sure that you guys go in and comment on the streams. Once again, they always help with the algorithm, and it also helps with when people come to the channel, when they see the thumbnails and they want to know what the videos are about. Go ahead and comment on the videos, guys. It's super important. I love reading your comments, and it's always amazing to see what you guys feel and think. Also, Big Ben, thank you for the super chat. Thank you to all the channel members that jumped in and showed up. BGH, we got Big Bad Bull, we got Peter Investor. If you were in here and just kind of voyeuring, shout out to you channel members once again, guys. Consider joining the channel, guys. Consider joining and supporting the channel. The join button is there. Also, guys, I'm super excited working on merchandise for you guys. You guys have asked me for that. I'm working on that, so that will be coming soon, where you guys can get Finesse family gear, different kind of sayings and stuff that I do will be on t-shirts. So I'm super excited and being able to offer that to you guys. Right, so we talked about this Deion Sanders issue. We talked about the reports with eyesight. Those of you guys that have to sit in front of a computer for your job, be careful with the blue lights. Make sure you guys have blue light blockers on your glasses, because you can buy that now with prescription on your glasses. I got that from my son's glasses. Also, you can put like a blue blocker on your screens to help your eyes. So make sure you guys are doing that. We talked about the Panther situation. If you guys didn't know, a lot of people are mentioning media because they are going to kill off T'Challa in the new Black Panther, so he won't be around. And a lot of people were saying, well, you're not killing off, these different other Marvel characters like Peter Parker and all the Batman and Spider-Man. Why are we, if this person really passed in real life, why are we, this whole saga and this whole monument of what this guy is, as far as having the first Black cast in a Marvel movie and grossing billions of dollars, why are we deleting him? And a lot of people saying, as far as his legacy, that's not good. Why? And a lot of you feel the same way, and I don't understand why you would delete him. Just replace him. And so that's the hashtag replace Recast T'Challa is going around, because people are very bothered by why they are making him pass away in the new Black Panther movie out. And there's just so much stuff that we talked about, guys. So just, if you didn't catch the whole stream, hashtag replay, go ahead and replay it right now. Go in. That is what I always ask of you guys to do for your weekend homework, to go comment on the streams. Even go back a year. If it's something you watch, you forgot to comment, go comment on it, guys. Comment on the streams. I really appreciate you guys. Let's see. Gail says, my daughter went to HBCU. She had a full ride scholarship, but it was a headache from yes. And that's one thing that they saying is true. If you can get through HBCU school and you can survive anywhere, and that's true, because there's so many extra hassles that shouldn't be, that aren't at the big universities at all. And there's so much conning going on with the people in the top. I can speak on that. It was so much stuff, but me having my personality, and I'm always like a go-getter, and I'm gonna be one ahead of it. Like, I took advantage of being in that environment, being around that environment of people, Black people from all around the world, not just Black people, it was people from Australia at our school, it was people from Europe, it was people from Great Britain, Africa. I love that experience. Black people and all other cultures and races of people, but it was majority Black people from all these different countries. I never knew Black people were in these other countries, not just Black countries, but all kind of places. Where was somewhere I was just shocked? I think it was like Greenland. I had a friend that was from Greenland that went to my historically Black college. It was Black people there. So, it was just a great experience. So, yeah, it is a headache, but, it makes you stronger going to universities. Yes, guys, please make sure that you drop a comment after the stream ends. Give Ms. B Finesse your feedback on the stream. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Gail. Yes. That's true, Big Ben. Administrators hassles at HBC. I don't even understand what the reason is. It's sickening to me because it shouldn't be like that. And that's what bothers me. Like, you have to put this stigma on this group of people in their colleges, and it doesn't have to be like that. But I think it's just a mentality that people feel they can come in administration and just get over, or this crab mentality, like you just want to do wrong. But I digress. I'll have to do a whole live stream on that. Those of us can come up and talk about our HBCU experience. But I loved it. I would never downplay it or say that it wasn't excellent, because I got everything out of it that was positive and that made me better. And I loved it, just meeting all these different people and downgrading stigmas about different groups and cultures of people and just all kind of stuff. I just grew a lot being there, and I loved it. So once again, guys, make sure right now, go ahead and drop the comment. And super excited, Freestyle Finesse Friday. Another Freestyle Finesse Friday down. I educated you guys. I taught you guys about stuff. I helped you understand mindsets of things you didn't even agree with, or maybe you did agree, but you got another understanding of it. And that's the purpose of these streams on every topic, even when we're talking about trending topics and things going on in the news, just to see another perspective of it, or see another side, or just get understanding. So once again, thank you guys for being here. Make sure you guys drop a comment. Now you don't have to wait to the end of the stream. Drop a comment now. Go to the other streams. Make sure you comment on them. Shout out. Thank you, Big Ben, for the super chat. Shout out to all the Finesse family channel members that were here supporting, coming in and out. Shout out to all you guys that were here. XCMC, shout out to you. I haven't seen you in a minute, but I'm glad you are here. And you support as you always do. All right, guys. So once again, Freestyle Finesse Friday in the back. Man, we hit 2 bones on them boys. 2 hours a day, guys. You trying to get me on them throwback old school streams. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys. Awesome day today. Awesome topics. Thank you guys for the topic suggestions. Shout out to all those supported the last stream, channel members, and thank you guys so much for your support. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. Remember, guys, you want to faithfully innovate, you want to be inspiring, you want to be naturally effective, and you want to seek success every day, or every day, as some of y'all say. All right, guys, you guys have a great weekend. Be blessed. Make sure that you encourage somebody else. Make sure that you don't let the trauma or hurt from somebody else hold you at what you can excel and be great at. And just always remember to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let go. Let God. Let it go. Give it away. Let it go, and just encourage somebody else. And let it go, and just be better steward. That means help other people. I'm going to tell you one thing that'll get you from out of being down in the dumps. I'm telling you every time. If you go do something for somebody else, if you're depressed, you're stressed out, you feel overwhelmed, think nobody loves you, think nobody cares, go do something for somebody else and see how much joy you'll get from that. I'm telling you, it will turn your frown into a smile, and you will feel enlightened, and you will feel excellent because you did something for somebody else. All right, guys. So once again, guys, Finesse family, have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Finesse family. You guys always support. You always make it so becoming to come back and do this thing every week for you guys. All right. So once again, guys, make sure that you are commenting, suggesting, email me if there's any questions you guys have, or you want to have consultations or consults or coaching of anything of that nature. Let me know. I've been doing them, and it's working out well with you guys, and I'm doing it. You guys are letting me know your feedback from it, so I appreciate you guys for that. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Adios, au revoir. See you later. Okay, because this is my channel member, so I'm going to answer this question. You guys normally know I wouldn't do this, but I got a question. So, big bad boy, I hope you wasn't being facetious because I'm going to answer your question. You said, what if doing so much for everyone else is what's stressing me? Then we're going to have to learn the value of no. If doing so much for everyone else is stressing you, you don't want to wear yourself thin because you want to be the best you can be for those that need you. So that's a real answer to that question. I don't know if you're being facetious or not, but I'm definitely going to answer, especially when my channel members are asking me questions. Understand the value of no sometimes, guys. And I think a lot of times those of us that are givers and we love to do for people and we just kind of love to love, I guess you could say, we do need to know the value of no. And there is no way we can be everything for everybody. That's the reality of this life. We cannot be everything for everybody. You only can do what you are capable to do in your capacity, right? Even loving people, there's a certain capacity of love that you can give, right? You can't over love because then you're pulling from yourself. You're pulling something else. You're pulling something else from yourself that is not functioning in its right order, right? So once again, answer to that question, what if you're doing so much for everyone else that it's stressing me? Then I'm going to have a talk with that person, because if it's a loved one or family member, sometimes you have to communicate that. And then I'm going to have to stop doing that and either have to find another way to help them or find another person that can help them if I can't help them, right? And that's real talk, guys. Please stop this savior complex. I know I'm guilty of it. Stop it. We can't do everything for everybody. We can't. This is why God made multiplicities of peoples and cultures and groups of us. Like, we can't do everything. So please stop trying to be saviors. Please take what I'm saying and just rest in it. And I know because I'm guilty of it, because my personality is the type that people are kind of attracted to me naturally. They're just attracted to. I've heard it's like an energy, or it's an aura, or just my smile sometimes. Like it, and I love that because that's who I am in essence. I love being able to help people, help them feel loved, help them feel encouraged, inspire them, get them through whatever the hurt is. I love that, but I can't to what avail. I can't be that for everybody. I have to be able to piece out my time. Sometimes I have to be able to put it in a parameter or a way that, okay, if you want my time, especially in between everything else I have to do, there is a way that that I have to steward it. And it even goes into my business, what I'm doing, the consulting and the coaching. My time is super valuable, and I know that, right? So I charge for that exchange of time. And so I really believe in some people, you know what I'm saying, that I feel like if you need me or something, I will, it will be a give and take, but I know how valuable that I am for my immediate family, and I have to be something for myself before I can be it for anybody. I think we lose sight of us. I think we do so much for other people, guys. We lose sight of, we need to have peace. We need to have joy. We need to be able to experience love instead of the outpour of giving it away so much. We are empty. Let me know if that helps somebody. I just know the gift of no is important too. Do not feel bad about saying no. And if you feel like you need to explain to the person, or they really matter to you and you need, not an excuse but an explanation, do that. There's nothing wrong with it. But please don't overstress yourself with trying to be everybody's superhero. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. Yeah. Gail says you have to take care of yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. You cannot. And we feel bad about it. I know those of us that are lovers, we are people, I guess you call us empaths. We are people that people are attracted to us and our energy and our nature. And we just have this disposition that we don't let stuff bring us down because we look for the positive in things, and we understand. I am a realist, guys. Like I am so equipped to understand the reality of people and things, and I keep telling you, I tell you what motivates me and gets me going. I tell you guys my tricks to the trade. I don't put people on a pedestal. I don't put things on a pedestal. So if I don't put you that high, if you fall, it's not gonna break me, and it's not gonna be this whole process of that I have to kind of pick at you or call you what you're not, because I'm not putting you on that pedestal, right? Yes, no is a complete sentence, right, Gil? Oh, Big Mac, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. I probably need to set up a consultation with you. Probably do, friend. Probably do. Like I said, guys, and this is what I do. This is what I do. I help you guys as far as getting your mindset and getting a mind shift. And sometimes it needs to be a consistent person that you have, or a consistent ideal, or it needs to be consistent, because a lot of times we get what we need and we think it's enough, and we think we're either strong enough, or we think that we are we got it enough that we can keep doing it. And sometimes you need that re-encouragement. You need that kind of, I guess you could say, like a life coach, or you need a efficiency coach, or you need somebody that can consult you on those type of things, because it's super necessary, right? And those of us that have a big heart understand that's a gift. To be a giver, guys, is a gift. I never really understood that. To be a giver is a gift. So don't slight your gift, because you get blessed every time that you have the capacity to give your gift and the things that you're good at to people. You are, every time you are going to get blessed. You're going to get recouped. You're going to get recompensed for it. Don't get stuck on those shade characters that are in the mix to take advantage of you. Know when I got the gift of goodbye. I'll cut you off real quick. And it's not in a malicious way. If you're hindering my growth, and you're hindering my projection and the forest of what I'm trying to do in my life and my family's life, and even my mindset, if you're hindering that, I got the gift of goodbye. I don't need it. I don't need you. And you were not purposed. So that time you were there, understand, people are in your life for seasons too, guys. A lot of times we think we try to keep somebody around us, and they are not supposed to be around us. They were supposed to have been gone out of our life. So be cognizant of that, and don't be scared. Have that fear to let people go. I think a lot of us do that, if we can be honest. We're fearful that if we let that person go, maybe they're going to go tell our secrets. They're going to tell us, the little back end of things that we do. They might go, give our most sacred thoughts away. They might, side with somebody else. Don't listen. Don't focus on that. Do not focus on that, because listen, you're here for a purpose, and you're here for another person and productivity. So you have to remember that. You can't get so stuck up on what somebody did to you, because listen, if you're an honest human being, dang, people are always doing stuff to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a mindset thing. You have to be able to guard your heart, and your heart truly is the process of your mind, because that's the feeling, the emotion, the id, the ego, all those different things. And sometimes you need practice on that. You need substance or somebody to show you how to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because once you master that, then you can teach another person, So once again, hopefully I answered that question for you, Big Bad Bull. Hopefully I answered it thoroughly. Let me know if I didn't, because I really, you guys know, I never try to, there's time constraints when I do my live streams, because there's other things that are going on in life and in business, and I'm busy. But if I see you guys have a question, and if I see you guys, ask me something, or, there's something that I feel I need to attend to, I'm going to make time for that. So let me know, Big Bad Boy. Hopefully I answered your question and you got the clarity you needed from that. And I just appreciate all you guys, how we recompense each other, how we uplift each other, how we put aside our flaws and our disagreements to come to this platform and just edify and encourage each other. I really appreciate you guys for that, every last one of you. And I'm always going to remember to tell you guys at the beginning and the end of the streams, in the middle of the streams, whenever, emails, messages, like, I do appreciate the support that you guys give that help me keep going. It's because it's a lot, guys, to do these streams. It's a super a lot, and balancing everything else in life. But you guys are the rock, and I appreciate you guys for that. Shout out to my husband. Shout out to you. I appreciate you and all you do, and I appreciate your support. Let's see. Gail says, you have such a big heart, Big Bad Boy. Yeah, he does. And it's hard for those of us that have those big hearts that to say no, and then feel bad about it when we have to say no. And you can't feel bad about what you can't give, because, as Gail mentioned, if your cup is not full and it's half empty, what can you give to somebody else? You have to have the mental wherewithal to sustain tribulations and trials. And if you're not there, how can you be your best self, right? Big Bad Boy says, I appreciate you. I will reach out to you. Oh, perfect. No worries, Big Bad Boy. You got my information. So once again, guys, hopefully all hearts are clear. We just did a sermon today. All hearts are clear, and we're going to go ahead and call this another Freestyle Finesse Friday. awesome to me that I can, edify, bless you guys, encourage you guys, even make you think, make you guys think about things. And I appreciate every last one of you Finesse fam. If you're new to the channel, consider joining, subscribing to the channel, and just being part of these edifying conversations. And no matter if we're talking about trending topics, news, issues, health, wealth, mental health, mentality, mindset, we're here having those discussions, guys. I really appreciate you. Right, Gail? All hearts are clear? All right, guys. Much love to you guys. I appreciate every last one of you. Once again, if you feel like this was edifying, share it. Sharing is caring. And I appreciate you guys. And this was awesome. This fulfilled me. It edified me today. Didn't know it was, but it did. And I really appreciate you guys. All right. So you guys have a blessed day. Encourage somebody. Don't overdo it. Do what you can do for those, and understand you're always going to get that back. And know when to say no. Know when to say no. Oh, know when to say no. Know when to say no. I like that. All right, guys. Much love. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day, guys. Be blessed.